He had gained fame in Jamaica and overseas as a fiery preacher. He garnered large amount of followers on social media and through his radio and television programs. But is he as genuine as he wants the world to believe? Or is he one of Jamaica's biggest scammers? His name is Mark Stewart. In this video, I examine his activities to finally reveal the things he would not want you to figure out. I am Nigel D. Salmon. Welcome to Jamaican Chapter. Now let's look at his ministry. Mark Stewart claims he is leading a deliverance ministry. The ministry is called Jamaica Restoration Breakthrough PhD Ministries, having its headquarters on Ward Avenue in Mandeville, Manchester. And within this religious ministry, he is operating a store. The store sells products promoted as having powers to heal those who buy them. To attract buyers, the products are specifically promoted as being consecrated, meaning, in the simplest terms, the products were made holy by being prayed over. And what are these products? A variety of them, including bottles of water, handkerchief, muscadine juice, malt, pills, and olive oil. The store has outlets across Jamaica and even sell to buyers outside the island. Now, there is nothing wrong with a church operating a store or other types of businesses. A church can operate a college, for example. But what Mark Stewart is doing goes to the heart of public deception. That's right, deceiving the public. Here is how he's doing it. Mark Stewart is operating a store that is turning thousands of individuals into business customers. That's all. They become only business customers. But he does not want them to know that. He wants them to think that each time they spend their money, they are engaging in a religious act of getting God's healing. But in reality, those buyers are just customers to a business. But what about the benefits? What about the benefits that the product promised to the buyers? The benefit of God's healing. Let's explore this question by looking at his most popular product, the olive oil. Currently, one bottle of olive oil, the Benjamin brand, is sold by the Breakthrough Ministry store outlets for over Jamaican $1,000. Mark Stewart promotes the olive oil through his radio and television programs as having healing component. A healing component that the Benjamin manufacturer does not claim on the label. The oils are then promoted as having the abilities to cure cancer, HIV, diabetes, tumors, stomach aches, and other human illnesses. If Mark Stewart was really telling a truth, His bottles of olive oil would have drew the attention of the Jamaican government, medical institutions and governments around the world, international news, the World Health Organization, and even the Guinness Book of Records. His bottles of olive oil would have cured many now lying in hospitals. But obviously, there is no such healing effect from the olive oil. The bottles of olive oil are sold with the promise that they will benefit the buyers. But in reality, it is Mark Stewart who is receiving the benefits. While the followers buy the oil and still suffer or even die from their illnesses, he continues to sell and enjoy the profits. So why do persons still buy these olive oils? If a product does not work, why buy it? You see, Mark Stewart hustles these bottles of olive oil to the desperate, the hopeless, and to those individuals who still believe that by giving or spending money, they will receive healing from God. These are the desperate and gullible individuals that Mark Stewart targets, and he targets them with his charismatic personality and with the use of biblical verses. The more they feel desperate, the more they buy. The more they buy, the more profits Mark Stewart make. Yes, it's using God's name to rip money from people's pocket. So where does the practice of selling magical items or products came from? Research shows that the practice began among sorcerers, witchcraft workers, until it found its way into Christianity. Individuals are led to believe that an item contains power from an ancestor, a deity, or from God, and that such power will protect or heal them after they make a purchase. Apparently, this Jamaican pastor is engaging in the deceptive practice of pay to be healed. He is not alone in this kind of public deception. Many religious ministries across the world have been convincing people to send or spend money in order to receive a healing from God. Some of these preachers are so successful at it, they are able to afford private jets, yachts, expensive clothes, vacations, and mansions. So are there consequences for such deceptive practice? The immediate consequences are on those who are handing over their money with the hope of receiving a healing. Normally, these are poor and desperate people who spend to their last cent believing they will be healed from their sufferings. And when the healing does not happen, they become even more desperate and broke. They cannot ask back for their money because Mark Stewart has a no refund policy. When you bought the oil and the healing does not happen, you alone suffer the financial loss. So can there be legal consequences for Mark Stewart? Can Mark Stewart face legal consequences for selling products that do not provide the benefits they promised? The Jamaican government has passed a number of laws to protect consumers against exploitation. One such legislation is the Trade Description Act. The Trade Description Act aims to prevent misrepresentation of goods. It prohibits misleading statements about goods and services. Looking at the activities of Mark Stewart under the Trade Description Act, one can easily see where he had made misleading statements and offered misrepresentation of the products he is selling. He is misleading individuals to believe they partake in a religious act, but in reality, these individuals become only customers to a business when they buy. And he is selling products that have not been scientifically or otherwise proven to provide the benefits as advertised. In summary, there are many misleading products and services on the market, and Mark Stewart's olive oil, along with the other products that are sold through his outlets, is one of them. While you may believe in the power of God, you must never let anyone use your belief to profit off you. Use your common sense to understand this. God's miracle cannot be sold in a bottle, handkerchief, juice, or any other product. But this is what Mark Stewart wants you to believe. He wants you to believe that he can sell you God's miracle. Take note of the word sell. He wants you to believe he can sell God's miracle to you. This is a big deception that he is preaching in his ministry. And it exposes him as one of the world's deceitful preachers. A big hustler and liar in plain sight. So protect your money from men like this by simply remembering the following. God's miracle cannot be sold. In fact, God's miracle is never for sale.